Hello, I am the Happy Jowett and welcome to another LEGO review. This is on the LEGO Star Wars Mos Eisley Cantina. This is a remake on one that came out 2002 maybe? Don't quote me on that, I'm not too sure. But yeah, this one's far bigger than the previous one, and the previous one is very rare now, so I think it's about due for a remake, unlike a lot of LEGO Star Wars sets when they're remaking them after just a couple of years. Okay, so first things first, we're going to go over the new Sand Speeder. We only just had a set with this in 2010, I think, and the set only had this, it didn't have anything else. It was about £20, I think. I did have it, but it's all broken apart now, and this seems almost identical to it, except with the most obvious change being the colour. Oh, sorry, Ben. The colour, it's a really interesting colour. Like, the camera doesn't do it justice very well, it's much darker than it looks on camera. But I don't have this colour. Well, I seriously doubt it was made just for the set. Does look really good though, I really like it. There's this cool tubing effect that they did on the last one, and it's not being held in with any parts or anything, it's just tucked into these plates. Which almost seems like cheating because LEGO usually likes to connect their pieces together, but oh well. Underneath you have all these clear, smooth pieces. So look at the back. These are all stickers on the engines, sticker. There's also a control panel in there. See that? Steering wheel, black seats. Remember the days when we used to get printed pieces? I don't think I've had a printed piece in a set for ages now. And it only has one feature, and that's this little boot area, or what do you call it in America? A trunk. And it has the lightsaber pieces. You get 2 blue lightsabers with this one, I'm sure you've seen it before. It's just the basic chromey hilt. There we go, that's it for the speeder. So this is the new Ben Kenobi figure. The first figure in this set. He is a remake, he's completely new, and he looks far better than the previous one. He's got leg printing, much more detail. I really like the way he looks, although the face is a bit strange, because I don't recall Ben smiling at all in the film. It's a bit odd, he looks more like a nice granddad than Ben Kenobi. And you can't probably... oh, there you go. He's got the hood which he wears to scare off the Tusken Raiders earlier on in the film. And he comes with a blue lightsaber, just like Luke. I really like this one, he's good. He's a nice figure. Glad they included. This is the new Luke Skywalker in his Mos Eisley get-up. I'll compare him to the 2010 one in a minute, because the torso is very similar, but he has this new leg printing, which looks really nice. He has a blue lightsaber as well. And this hairpiece I think was introduced in 2010 as well. It's much more accurate than the one they used to use, I think. It's really nice, useful. And he's got this head, which is a bit weird. I don't really like it, it's double-sided. I mean, he looks more like he's playing the Joker in that bit. And yeah, I guess they were trying to make it look more like Mark Hamill with like the little freckle you got there and stuff. But it looks more like he's constipated with this face, if anything. And the cheekbones just don't work, in my opinion. So yeah, he's okay. But I'll do a comparison now. So on the left, we got the 2014. On the right, we got 2010. As you can see, the face is very different, and the torsos are very similar. They're slightly different. This one looks a bit more realistic. This one looks slightly more cartoony, and the leg printing is different. Clearly, I like the legs on both, though. This is more accurate, and this one has back printing, and this one does not. And of course, the hair and head are very different. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the Sand Trooper and his dewback. Both of these things are brand new. We have had a dewback in the past, but this is completely different, whole new mould, and much nicer printing. just get you a good look at that. So I'll remove the Sand Trooper for now, we'll get to him later. This is the saddle, comes with like the whip, I guess you could call it. Just pull that off. Oops. It's just 2 antennas attached to a lightsaber, but it works. And here's the saddle itself. It's made out of basic pieces. You've got 2 places to hold the Stormtrooper's blaster and the whip. Okay, so now I've removed the saddle and put on the plates. Underneath here is just studs that you stick them on. And I'm really impressed with the sculpt of this thing. Even though there's no articulation except for the mouth, that's really good. You've got all these indents here. Indents on the head as well. The printing's basic, but it works. It's nice. Got all these speckles. And as I said, there's articulation in the mouth. You've got some printing to represent the teeth, same up there. Okay, so this is the new Sand Trooper, and he looks amazing. This figure looks really good. I'll do a comparison to the old Sand Trooper in a minute. Something worth note though, I'm not sure if you can see that, but the back clip doesn't actually sit comfortably on torso because they tell you to put the back clip over the pauldron, which I don't like. It's ruining the clip and the head doesn't quite attach on properly, which I'll show you in a minute. So as soon as I turn off the camera, I'm going to swap that around. Just something I thought I'd point out. Anyway, as you can see, this is like ridiculously detailed. Again, I'll do the comparison in a minute to show you how much they've upped their game with the Stormtroopers. But the printing on the helmet especially looks fantastic. And then of course on top of that you got all the dirty sand detail to make it look more like a Sand Trooper. Okay, so here's what it looks like underneath the helmet. It's just the new Clone Trooper head they use for Attack of the Clones, which really annoys me. It's probably the biggest downside of this set because they created this head that's like a face printed on a black head. And I didn't have any of those, and I was hoping I'd get one on here, but it just included a clone head, which is just annoying. I'm not happy with that, but oh well, what are you going to do? So this is what it looks like with all the gear taken off now. Excuse any background noise, it's suddenly gotten very noisy. You can have a look at the back printing now. They carry on that dirty sand effect, which I really like. Almost looks like he's been in an explosion of some kind. It's really cool. So here's the comparison. This is one of the older Sand Troopers, obviously. And this is just the perfect way of showing the evolution and improvement of LEGO's printing over time. It is absolutely ridiculous. Back then, this looked good. But now it's been seriously outdated by this new Sand Trooper. Before I showed you the cantina itself, I thought I'd give you the top view here of what it looks like from the top. This dome piece is on a hinge, as you can see. You can lift that up to see inside. There we go. Since we're at the back here anyway, I might as well show you. First of all, we've got this moisture evaporator. Lift the camera up so you can see the top. Hold on. So there we go. Last time I had a moisture evaporator was in the old Tusken Raider set, which came with it. This is a nice new updated design. And you can take it apart. You can either have it connected by here, or it could just be a standalone thing. It's really nice. It's a nice design. You know how sometimes LEGO sets like to include just lamppost and that sort of thing to bring the piece count up, bring the price up? This is a good example of one of those. It's got a nice design and it's necessary to the set. It's fairly plain back here, but we do have this little pit here which you can push in and out, and this moves the booths inside, which I'll show you this from the other side of course in a second. Got another one of those antennas, and this is what the back area looks like. This is the sliding door from this angle. Yep, you got a little ladder piece here. And this is what it looks like inside. Pit trough, think it's just got a bone for some reason. I don't know. Maybe that's where they bury the bodies. Finally, we're on to the main cantina itself. This is it at its longest length. It's got the hinges like most of these play sets do. So you can fold it in. I'll show you all different versions of it folded in. This is the main entrance and we're going to start here. I'll show you each section at a time. So first, we've got the entrance. It's a nice sliding door, it's nice and smooth. You can just about see the inside area there, inside that room. Okay, so you got an antenna here, you got a little light here. You can just about see inside the room. There's just 2 brown chairs in there and this control panel. I assume this is where the droids get stopped in the film, which aren't included in this set, but I don't mind it too much because chances are if you're buying this set you'll already have a C-3PO and R2-D2 lying around. Next section. This is one of the booth, and the only booth really, which is a shame. What I mean by booth is it's got 2 chairs and a seat in it. I wish we could have had one more of these, but you know, trying to keep the pieces and price down, I suppose. These are Greedo and Han Solo, we'll have a look at them in a second. First, inside the booth, got some lights in there. Some pretty comfy looking chairs for kind of the dump, the Mos Eisley Cantina. So here's Han Solo. He's the only figure that isn't new in this set. He's been around quite a lot this year. He's only recently been redesigned to have much more detail. As you can see, he's double-sided, the hair doesn't quite cover it up. I always had a problem with the hair with this figure. Like, early on in 1999, fair enough. But they really should come up with a new hair mould by this point because it isn't accurate to the character, this haircut. And they managed to give Luke a new hair mould, so I don't know why they haven't done for Han Solo yet. Yeah, he's got some nice leg printing. As you can see, he's wearing the blue trousers in this figure rather than the brown ones. Take off his hair, give you a look at his other face. I don't like this face. It just looks weird to me. This face works though and has a good likeness to Harrison Ford, I think. Han Solo, rather than constipated Luke over here. That's it for Han Solo, and obviously he comes with his little blaster. Okay, so this is the new Greedo, an incredibly cool figure. I think this is only the second Greedo, the last Greedo being in the previous Mos Eisley Cantina. I think we have had this Rhodian head mold before. In fact, I could probably dig around and find it. Just a second. Okay, sorry about that. I've got the previous Rhodian head in my hand. I'll show you in a second. This figure looks really cool in my opinion. He's got the sort of smuggler pants that I guess everyone has. It's a nice bright blue colour. Very accurate to the actual character. You can't see it on camera very well, but he does have tiny little speckles in his eyes. Maybe if I turn this light off. No. Alright. So this head mold isn't new, I don't think. As you can see, it's the previous Rhodian figure from the Clone Wars. Sorry, I've only got the head. I don't know where his body is. This came in a Clone Wars set, I think. Newt Gunry's ship or something. The last section now, second to last, and probably the figures you've been waiting for. This is the room where the Biff musicians play. Of course, they play the iconic song, which I'll have playing in the background and annoying you at the moment. Like more keener-eyed Star Wars viewers of you would notice that there's only 3 when there's supposed to be 4 and sometimes even 5 Biff musicians at once. Let's get these guys out of the way, we'll have a look at them in a moment. This is one of the figures that I think is missing from this set, another Biff musician. Wouldn't have been that difficult to include just one more. It's a bit of a shame. And this is the room. Very similar to the other one as far as the walls go. You got some glasses in jars here, and the instrument that one of the Biff players play. Here's our Biff musician. I'm only going to review one because they're all identical. Of course, that's not a problem. You have a brand new moulded head, which is hard plastic, as you can see. Really cool. It's nice to finally have hands on this iconic character from the films. His torso is very basic. The legs printing, very basic, but well, this not at all. Not sure if it has back printing. Oh, it does. Oh, it's nice. It's probably the reason a lot of people get this set, just for these guys. Would have been nice to have a fourth, but oh well. Okay, so here's the final section of the cantina. It's the actual bar itself, or rather a quarter of it. It's been very much shrunk down for the set. I think I would have rather had it like as its own build that could go in the centre of it all. So it's kind of a shame they went with it this way, but still a very nice design. They have a rod piece around here, and look at all the detail in this bar area. I really like that. You got the till, which you can just about see there, and there's a gun next to it in case it gets rough in the bar. You get a clear mug. It's always nice to have one of these, and you get some drawers there. Inside them is a gold coin. Oh, a couple of gold coins. Last thing I've got to show you is all the different ways it can fold up. So first, like the most compact way, it's like this. It's a nice neat square. If you're going to have an outside shot of this, I'm not really sure how you'd go about it. These angles are a bit dull, really. This back area looks quite good though, with the moisture evaporator and all that sort of thing. And then you can just have this bit folded like that. You got the entrance there. You can have it completely folded like that. And of course you can fold this bit out to either there or there, and then fold this in. So you can really customize it to however you want. It would make a good stop motion animation set, I think, is if you come into place to the camera like this. There you go. You need to be careful for reflections though, because you can see the camera. Okay, so that's it for this review. I really like this set, and I highly recommend you get it. It's a very much desired set, so if you see it in stock and you're not sure whether you want to get it, I think you should get it straight away. It was quite hard to track down this set, and I can imagine it being very rare in the future and worth a lot of money. Also, pretty much all of the figures are fantastic in this set. The do-back is really cool. As I said, there was the Biff missing and a few booths, but if you got the right characters and you're lucky enough to have a bit of a collection of figures, then you can add your own minifigures and have a full, bustling Mos Eisley Cantina. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. Not sure how rare this figure's going to be. It might be worth quite a bit of money. This hasn't been opened yet.